Hello everyone. In this video we will be starting a new chapter called as Basti Vidyadhyaya. So this Basti Vidyadhyaya is the 19th chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana. This is continuation from Vamana Vidyadhyaya. So in Vamana Virechana Vidyadhyaya we have seen that how to expel the doshas from the upper orifices and the lower orifices. So both the methods were exclusively used for expulsion of kapha in case of Vamana and expulsion of pitta in case of Virechana. So even though these are the primordial doshas which are targeted by Virechana, and this is the main dosha which is targeted by Vamana, this also helps in reducing the other doshas as well. But to do the expulsion of Vata, we needed to have a special therapy, and that shortage of therapy is being fulfilled by Basti Vidhi. So Basti Vidhi is a therapy which is exclusively meant to reduce the aggravated Vata from the Sharira. Now how to do this Basti Vidhi, if you ask me, there is a very lengthy process and a lot of things to be discussed in it. But to be very concise and very precise, I can tell you that Basti Vidhi is induced by rectal canal. A specially prepared bag with a nozzle is there. In that bag, medicine is been filled and that medicine is squeezed into the rectal canal through that nozzle. So the nozzle is inserted into the rectum and the medicine is squeezed inside. Just like you can correlate with that of a enema. In the same method, we are administering our medications through the rectal canal by the procedure of Basti Vidhi. So to start with, what is Basti? Acharya says that Vadolbaneshu dosheshu vate va vastirishyate upakramanam sarvesham so agrani trividastutsaha niruha anuvasana bastiruttaram. So in case of Vadolbaneshu dosheshu, in case of doshas which are exclusively vitiated by Vata, or in those diseases where Vata is predominant, in some conditions, Basti will be the most ideal therapy, or Basti is the most prescribed for diseases with imbalanced doshas having predominance of Vata. Or those diseases with Vata imbalance alone, we can advise Basti. Upakrama Sarvesham so Agrani. In all Upakramas, in whatever therapies what we are told in Panchakarma, Sarvesham so Agrani, in all those Upakramas, Agrani means most important one is Basti. And this is of Trividastuhu. This is of three kinds. They are Niruha Basti, or we also called it as Asthapana Basti. Next is Anuvasana Basti, or we call it as Neha Basti, and Uttara Basti. Uttara Basti is the method where we will be inserting the medicine through the urethral orifices. So Niruha is also called as Asthapana Basti or decoction enema. Decoction mixed with salt, honey, ghee, etc. is administered in it. Anuvasana is also known as Sneha Basti or oil, fat, etc. is administered. And Uttara Basti is administered through the urethral route. This is called as Basti. Now first we will see who is eligible for and Asthapana Basti, the first kind of Basti, or we call it as Asthapana Arhaha. So patients suffering from Gulma is tumor in the abdomen. Anaha is distension of abdomen or bloating in the abdomen or fullness. Khuddha means gout. Pliha means disease of the spleen or splenomegaly. Shuddha Disara means diarrhea unassociated with diseases. Shula means pain, especially in the abdomen. Jirna Jwara means chronic fever. Pratishyaya means rhinitis. Shukra Anila Malagraha, obstruction of sperm or semen. Anila, obstruction of Vayu, and Malagraha, obstruction of Mala or the constipation. In those conditions, Vardhama means enlargement of scrotum. Ashmari means urinary calculi. Rajoshna means amenorrhea or grievous disease of Vataja Vritti. In all these conditions, we can give Asthapana Basti. In all these patients, Asthapana Basti will be the ideal choice. The same way, who should not be given with Asthapana Basti is being told by Asthapana Anarha. So, Atisnigdha means who is excessively oilated. In those people, Asthapana Basti should not be given. Urakshata, who has chest injury. Ruksha, who is too much highly emaciated. Ama Atisara, who has diarrhea associated with ama of recent origin. Vami, who is having vomiting. Samshuddha, who is undergone purificatory therapies like Panchakarma. Dattanavana, who has been administered with nasya or nasal medication. Shwasa, COPD or stomach condition, dyspnea, etc. Kasa, cough. Praseka, praseka means excessive salivation. Arsha means hemorrhoids. Hitma means hiccups. Atmana, abdominal bloating or distension. Alpavannihi or low digestive power. Shunapayu, swelling in the rectum. Kruta Ahara, who has just taken the food. Baddhodara, who has intestinal obstruction like ascites or something. Chidra Udara, who has intestinal rupture. Udakodara, who has ascites. Kushta, who has skin diseases. Madhumeha, who has diabetics. And pregnant woman in the 7th month should not be administered with Asthapanabasti. So this is Anarha, or whom should not be advised with Asthapanabasti. Next is Anuvasana Arha, who should be given with Anuvasanabasti. Asthapanam eva cha anuvasayam visheshat vannihi ruksha kevala vatartaha. So all those people who are indicated for Asthapanabasti, they can be given with Anuvasanabasti also, especially in case of excessive vanni or ruksha or kevala vada or only vadaja diseases. And those people you can exclusively go for Anuvasanabasti. So this is the people whom should be given with Anuvasana Basti. Next is Anuvasana Anarha, whom should not be given with Anuvasana Basti. They are patient unsuitable for oil enema, are those who are unsuitable for decoction enema also. Or all those people who are unsuitable for Asthapana, they are also not suitable for Anuvasana. And exclusively some patients who are suffering from Pandu or anemia, Kamala, jaundice, Meha, which is diabetic, urinary tract disorders, Penasa, rhinitis, Niranna, who is empty on stomach, Pliha, who has disorder of spleen or splenomegaly, Vitbhedi, who has diarrhea, Guru Koshta, who has had bowels, constipation, Kapodara, who is having kapha type of ascites, Abhishanti, who is having eye disorder, Bruhastula, who is profusely obese, Bruhastula, who is profusely obese, Krimi-Koshta, who is having intestinal worm or infections, Adhyamaruda, who are gouty arthritis, who is consumed poison, or those suffering from artificial poison, goiter, filariasis, and scrofola are not suitable for administration of Anuvasanabasti. So this becomes the indicators and non-indicators for Anuvasana and Asthapanabasti. We'll see the other things in the later classes. For now, I'll like to say thank you. Please go through the slides and come up with your queries in the discussion forum. Thank you very much.